What's up? Good morning, guys, and welcome back to Monday Morning Keynotes with yours truly, Coach Lisa A. Smith. We are so excited to be back with you guys because today I am joined by a couple members from the team, the one and only Coach Milan and Coach Carmelle, and we are talking about self-sabotage today. I'm super excited because we're just a few days out, y'all, about 9 days out from the kickoff of the Plant Protocol 30-day vegan, salt, oil, and sugar-free challenge. So this is the perfect time to talk about self-sabotage. As we go into the new year, many of us have health goals. Many of us have financial goals. Many of us have relationship goals. Like we got personal development and healing goals. And for many of us, we also have a history with having goals, but not quite getting to the finish line. So today is super dope because we're going to talk about why do I self-sabotage to prepare you for the Plant Protocol 30-day vegan challenge, to prepare you for success in 2026. So get ready, get ready, get ready. I'm gonna bring on Coach Milan and Coach Carmelle. You guys kick this thing off. Let's talk about why do people self-sabotage before we get into our reasons why we think they do from years of coaching experience between us. Let's talk about why do we think it happens in the first place. Welcome, Coach Milan.
Hey, how y'all doing? I am Coach Milan. So self-sabotage, right? I remember when I was trying to lose weight, I would start and I would stop and I would start and I would stop. And it seems like every time when I would just start losing the weight, something would come up and then I would gain the weight all over again. Like I would find myself in circumstances trying to that will hold me back from going forward in my goals, right? And every time I'll be like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? I'm on a roll, like I'm killing it. I'm losing the weight. I'm doing all the things. But as soon as I got on the scale, then I found myself eating something I wasn't supposed to, doing something I wasn't supposed to, finding myself in circumstances that I know that would not lead me to my weight loss goals, right? And that would just pissed me off every single time. It was like I kept disappointing myself over and over and over again. And then I came to a conclusion because I had to have a conversation with myself. Myself said, I had to figure this thing out. And it was like I was still trying to take my old lifestyle into my new lifestyle. And then when I had that conversation with myself, I had to realize like, your old lifestyle will not survive in your new lifestyle. Every single time you keep trying to bring her over here, she gonna die. RIP. And I had to realize like that's not going the way I'm trying to go, the goals that I'm trying to achieve. I'm gonna have to leave the old Milan, the plus size Milan, the old habits, the standard American diet, the environment, all of those things in my old lifestyle because I'm literally becoming a whole entire new person. What about you, Carmel? What you got?
That was so good. I loved how you said that. What exactly the old lifestyle is not going to fit in the new lifestyle.
Yeah.
And for me, I never had a conversation with myself. Well, actually, I'm lying. The conversation I had with myself was, well, a little bit's not going to hurt, right? So I found myself whenever I made a decision to do better, I was a rock star at it for all 2 weeks. Rock rock star. And I did the thing. And even 2 weeks might be exaggerating because whenever I did see the results, now all of a sudden the old habits would slip back in. And the conversation I had with myself was, I already achieved the goal. A little bit
Mm.
of candy won't hurt. A little bit of extra sugar or honey in my tea is not going to hurt because I already got the result. So in my mind, I felt like I got to where I wanted to be. And by magic, I was going to stay here
Voila.
reintroducing all the bad habits. I'm just going to stay here because I already achieved the result until I didn't um continue to see the results. And now I'm like, oh wait, I'm looking a little different. Why is the scale climbing? Like, what's happening? I already got the results. Well, are you maintaining it?
Mm.
Right? And so every time I took a little bit of extra stuff that I wasn't supposed to, a little bit won't hurt. This slice of pizza is not going to hurt, because I come from a place of food and sugar addiction, mostly sugar. And after a while, I had to just make the decision. Don't keep it in the house.
Yeah.
Don't keep just leave it in the store,
Yep.
right? Make sure other people knew what I was doing and not let people talk me into it because Milan, I don't know about you, but other people help me self-sabotage, right?
Ooh.
So I start to self-sabotage and everybody else is like, well, we're going to support you, right? We have a support system. I'm going to support you in self-sabotaging. That's not exactly the conversation, but when I'm just kind of like, a little bit won't hurt, they're like, yeah, girl, a little bit won't hurt. Look how good you look anyway. Not even realizing that, yes, I might look like this, but internally something else is going on. Because I said it before and I'll say it again and I'll keep saying it. I look like this. And I came up with 3 diagnoses, not just one, not just two, but 3. I was pre diabetic, fatty liver, and high cholesterol. Guys, I looked like this. So what's going on outside is very different than what's going on inside. So that girl, you look good. What you worried about a little extra cake? Well, inside, my body's telling me that I'm in trouble,
Mm.
right? And I won't know that until I do my labs because half of everybody out there is walking around thinking that they're healthy and their labs is, or inside is saying something different and they won't know until they do their labs. There's like 40% of Americans walking around pre-diabetic and they don't even know it. So that self-sabotage came from me thinking I look like this, so I could do anything I want to. I would go on dates and it would just be dessert. Let's go out for dessert. Carmelle, really? That's the self-sabotage. Because I'm thinking, I look like this, I can afford it. While half the world is saying, I'm not going to have that second piece of cake. I'm like, bring me 2. Really? So, really? So my self-sabotage is in deceiving myself,
Yeah.
in thinking that, in looking at me the way the outside looks at me. Girl, you can afford it. Oh, yes, I can. Because look how good I look. Girl, one day is not going to do, one day is not going to hurt. And no, that one day might not hurt. But how about day 2, 3, 4, day 18, and day 52? How about those days? Right? And that was me until I said, all right, some things are going to have to change. And a part of breaking that self sabotaging habit for me, Milan, was learning what food does in our bodies, be it kale or hamburger. When I
Yeah.
learned what they did, how food behaves in my body, it was a game changer. Instantly, I got so much respect out of the body. Our bodies are only trying to keep us well. Our bodies wants us well. And
Mhm.
after a while, it's like, girl, I'm trying to hook you up and I'm tired now. Because every day I'm showing up for you, but you're not showing up for yourself. I'm tired. And that's when things go awry. That's when our A1C comes up too high. That's when the liver's screaming, I'm fat, right? That's when the cholesterol is saying what it's saying. And so my self sabotage that ended with the respect I gained for what my body does and how it works to keep me well and getting an appreciation for how hard my body works.
Hmm.
Oh, that's
That's
beautiful.
so good. You just gave me an idea for a whole new series, Carmel. Y'all listen to this. I love this creativity because Carmel is so right. There's so many people who are looking in the mirror and deciding that if I look like this, I must be okay. Like if I'm not overweight or I don't have a diagnosis yet or I'm not on anything or whatever. And so the idea that just came to me, y'all tell me if y'all like it, is a whole series called If Looks Could Kill, right?
Mm.
And talking about how we really think that if you're battling something, you have to look a certain way. Right. The deception of how if I'm not overweight or if I'm not on a cane or if I'm not hospitalized, or if no doctor's giving me a diagnosis, then that gives me like a hall pass to make whatever, like Carmel said, bring me 2 pieces of cake. Right. I'm looking good. I might have even just did a fitness competition. Right. I might have just won a foot race, right? Whatever it is. So, like this concept, if looks could kill, because you're looking good, but you're slowly dying inside because either you're suffering physically, right? hormonal imbalance or you're suffering mentally, right? And people can't look at you all the time and tell that you're going through depression, can't tell that you're battling anxiety, can't tell that you're battling food addiction, right? And so we often looks really can kill because we people don't know you need help, right? We're not crying out for help. Then we have unhealthy habits that cause self-sabotage. And so we don't necessarily look like what we're going through. And we say that in the spiritual and the religious realm all the time, like, thank God I don't look like what I'm going through. But I really think sometimes the world would be a better place if we look like what we were going through.
Well,
It,
I
it,
looked like what I was going through. I was just the smallest big person in my crew,
yeah.
right? So then
Mhm.
I felt like I wasn't that bad. It was okay. Milan, you not that big. So I was like, well, I had a conversation in the mirror again. Well, I'm
Mm.
not that big. I'm still cute. I was justifying my habits, the toxic behavior. My looks were killing. Like I looked obese. I looked like I needed to work out. I looked. But I knew in the back of my head something needed to happen. So I would try, but then people kept reinforcing it. Like,
Mm.
you all right? No, I'm obese and I'm pre-diabetic. And they say that running my family. Something got to happen. Something.
Something has got to happen. That's so good. Like something has got to change. Something that's got to change. And so let's talk about why people self sabotage as we get into today's topic and the whys, right? Because we have all been there. Nobody is immune or excluded from this topic. It doesn't matter what area your goal was in. Today, we just happen to be talking about health because the next Plant Protocol 30-Day Vegan Challenge is kicking off on January 1st, and we want to prevent self-sabotage for individuals going forward. So let's get into that part and why we do it, because all of us have years of personal experience with trying to reach health goals, but then we also have years of helping other people reach their health goals. So we've personally experienced this, but we've watched clients and people we love self-sabotage as well. And so there's a couple reasons that we've been able to identify why this happens. So hopefully people can use today's episode as an assessment, so to speak, to better understand maybe what their blind spots are when it comes to starting a protocol like this and actually getting to the finish line that results in your goals. So I'll kick us off with one really quickly as to why people self sabotage. And this one is really apropos to the challenge. So, in our 30-Day Vegan Challenge, we're doing 30 days of no meat, no eggs, no dairy, no seafood, in addition to no salt, no oil, no sugar. So, as you can imagine, this is a major undertaking for a lot of people when we're used to eating a certain way. All of us, at least on this call, were raised on animal products. So for a lot of people, just getting rid of the meat alone is a new thing. Getting rid of dairy is a new thing. Cooking with no oil is a new thing. And then, Lord, no sugar sounds completely foreign and crazy. And so I would say one of the first reasons that I have observed people self sabotage is because they insist on familiarity. They insist that they want change, but won't allow for anything to look new or be unfamiliar, right? And so what happens is people will try a new meal or they will try a cereal with a plant milk instead of a cow's milk. They'll try a black bean burger instead of a beef burger, right? They'll try a salad dressing that's made without a oil. And we want the change that comes with making those choices, right? We want the weight off. We want our numbers to go down. We want the mental clarity. We want the energy, but we insist on things being familiar. So we'll say, this doesn't taste like that. This doesn't taste like what I'm used to. This doesn't look like what I'm used to. The texture of this is not what I'm used to. And so we absolutely want the wonderful results that everyone else have gotten by making the sacrifice, but we insist on things staying the same. And it is not possible. It is impossible for things to come out differently and taste the same, look the same, and be the same the entire time. And so our insistence on familiarity while trying to make change can result in self sabotage because some of us really are allergic to new things. Like, we're like, I don't know how to buy that in a grocery store. I don't know how to cook that when I get home. Like, I don't know how to order out. I don't know how to demand inclusion when I'm out with friends or families or at a conference or at a wedding or an event. I want everything to stay the same. I don't want to change who I am. I don't want to change my meal. I want to change how I grocery shop. I want to go to the stores I'm used to. I want to spend the exact same amount of time in the kitchen. I don't want to have to spend more time in the kitchen figuring out something new. We want everything to stay the same, But we want to look in the mirror and everything has changed. And guys, you have got to pick a struggle. You either get to look in the mirror and still have that excess weight on you, still have that high blood pressure, still have that depression and that low mood, but you still get to have a familiarity of your grocery stores and your grocery shopping and the time you spend in the kitchen and the time you do or don't spend in the gym. You can have that familiarity, or you can have the unfamiliarity that comes with cooking different, shopping different, having different conversations, celebrating differently rather than just with alcohol and dessert. You can delve into that type of unfamiliarity and then be able to look in the mirror and see something different. So you got to pick a struggle. Are you going to be married to familiarity and everything staying the same? Or are you going to be willing to try something new? Because self sabotage comes when you are willing to let things look differently. That's my first one, y'all. What y'all think?
I love it. I
Whole
love
little
it.
keynote.
Real quick. We dropped this on you real quick.
Off top, you know what I'm saying?
Well, while you were speaking, Lisa, I got to tell you, so I feel like if we embrace the adventure part of it, I'm a person, I love a good challenge. I really do. And if you're giving me cucumber, why would I look at this cucumber and say, but it doesn't taste like my burger? No, it's a cucumber. It's a cucumber,
Yeah.
right? But everybody kind of like, many people feel like, oh, if I have that plant-based whatever, I want it to taste like what I'm used to, basically to your point. And I feel like if we're going camping and I'm going out in the woods to camp, why would I feel like I'm on my king size bed? It's different. So we have to treat these things accordingly. And we have to put in the time and effort. Are we going to do this or not? Just like what you're saying, pick your struggle. Are we doing this or not? And it's for us to kind of have that mindset and be prepared. We live in such a fast paced world that we don't give ourselves enough time to
Mm.
embrace the new, to embrace what comes with the new, to give us time to learn the new. We think that, well, why does it have to be so difficult? It's really not difficult. You're not giving it the time and respect that it deserves in order for you to embrace the change, embrace the adventure. And a lot of people go into this type of lifestyle, I don't have to tell you, kicking and screaming because something does have to change. And instead of doing that, think, let's see how good I'm going to feel. And let me embrace everything that comes with it and give ourselves time to learn the new. When we take up classes, when we start a new job, we have to give ourselves the time it takes to learn the new systems, to learn the new boss, to learn the new manager, to learn the new routines of the new office. This is the same thing. We're changing something in our lives. We have to give it the time it deserves for us to learn the new thing. Why should our new boss deserve all that extra time, energy, and effort from us? And we don't give ourselves the same time and respect to learn these things that we are doing for self. And that's what I think about that.
Yeah, and then I want you to take it a step further and think about that we've trained ourselves. Little do we know that we've been trained since birth to eat unhealthy, right? It just seemed like a smoother transition. That's why it's so familiar. So when you're in your 30s and 20s and 40s and you're trying to recreate this new lifestyle, you're literally doing the exact same thing, except this is your choice this time.
Right.
This is you making those choices this time. So you literally have the choice to make this healthy lifestyle your new familiar lifestyle. You can really define what health looks like in your family, in your household for you if you decide to. The first time you ain't have a choice. Now you over 21, it's all you, boo. You going grocery shopping, you making the choices. You're choosing who you're hanging around, right? You're grown now. You can make these choices. So make that your new your new normal, and make that your familiar environment every single day. You have that choice. So why don't you take back those choices, snatch back those choices for yourself? because you're literally compromising your health with type 2 diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol. If they tell you it runs in your family, make a decision that it's not and commit to it. Make that mindset shift because once you move your body, you eat right, you change your environment, you work on your sleep, you eliminate stress, you literally just saved your life. But
Well, now's the perfect time to hold up your emotional support tee if you haven't already. Let's pause right here. Milan has got on her soapbox. Apparently, we bought 3 soapboxes today, so I should have warned you guys in the beginning. My bad, my bad, my bad. Welcome to Monday Morning Keynote with yours truly, plus Coach Carmelle and Coach Milan, members of the Clarity team. Let's pause here to see what y'all sipping on. Shout out to everybody in the chat. What's up to our regulars? What's up, Cheryl? What's up, Lachey? What's up, Tamika? What's up, Gwendolyn? It's so good to see y'all. Listen, we usually warn y'all, but let's make sure you have your emotional support tea. Of course, I have my nifty radical obedience mug, and I'm sipping on green tea today, y'all. I felt like antioxidants was in the air this week. 'Tis the week of Christmas, so let's not forget that we really talking that talk this week because everybody's gonna be tested. Everybody's gonna be tested, and one of the things that people tend to do when it's time to go into a protocol like our 30-day vegan challenges, they think they got to have that final meal, that last meal, that death row meal. That death row meal. Am I lying about it? And so people get real scared and they just be like, give me an extra serving of everything, right? Just ridiculous. I want to make my first week of the challenge as hard as possible. Help me increase my detox and withdrawals. That's what y'all be saying. And so what we want to pause here to do as we continue to snatch edges for the rest of this episode is make sure you have some emotional support tea. So what y'all sipping on in the chat? Shout out to Gwendolyn. She said she got warm lemon water. Shout out to Tamika sipping on clove and ginger tea. Y'all really be murdering some cancer cells. I love it here. Shout out to Quintella. She said water. Listen, H2O is the best 2O. Listen, the first protocol on our challenge, y'all, is to drink 25 ounces of water within the first 30 minutes of waking every single day. And so that's a big deal. Squeeze about a half a lemon, fresh lemon into some warm lemon water. Man, it really helps for elimination, detoxification, hydration, mental clarity. It's a perfect way to start the day. So shout out to you, Quintella, for starting off with that water. Let's see. Patrice said, I'm holding on with carrots and bell peppers for breakfast. Let's go. Vegetables for breakfast. That's the new type of way of living. Like, people don't get it. Vegetables for breakfast would change your life. And she got carrots and bell peppers. Shout out to a colorful diet, too. I love it here. Lemon water for life. Tracy says, I have some water. Okay. Well, listen, sip slow, y'all, because I imagine as these girls get going, I don't know where they got it from. They will get off the hook and off the chain. They will be snatching y'all edges. I'm the call one in the group. I'm the calm one. I don't know how long y'all been around here, but if this is your new episode, this is my chance to rechange my reputation, right? So I'm the calm one, the steadfast one. I keep everybody. You know what I'm saying? Meditating, like namaste. Like, I'm just real zen. I don't know what they be on. But anyway, so
and I'm not.
you know what I'm saying? And Carmelle be fronting. And she be like, hi, guys. No, Carmelle. Carmelle be getting mad, too, when she get warmed up. Am I wrong, Carmelle?
You're not wrong, Lisa.
Okay, as we continue this conversation about self-sabotage, that's who we are. Let's also pause and maybe introduce y'all for real, for real. Tell the audience today what you guys do in the Clarity community. So anybody who doesn't know me, I'm Coach Lisa A. Smith, founder of this challenge that we're moving into, also founder of the Clarity community, where we are dedicating our work and our efforts to eliminating chronic stress for communities of color, for marginalized communities, for high achievers, for people who have an assignment, which is all of us, but they need to get stress out the way. They need to get overwhelmed out the way. They need to get burnout out of the way so they can show up on assignment. And our mission with this challenge that we're kicking off on January 1st, 30-day vegan, salt, oil, and sugar-free challenge, is to get your vessel clean and clear, to get mental clarity so that you can operate and deliver on radical obedience, right, for 2026. So that's our mission. We do this as a team. This is 2 of my coaches in the Clarity community. So those of you who are already registered in a challenge, you know probably Coach Milan and Coach Carmelle very well. Ladies, tell the audience who you are.
Hey, I'm Coach Milan. I'm your health and mindset transformational coach. I focus on mental toughness, and emotional intelligence inside of clarity. So those would be the tough aspects that we would be covering as you move your and groove throughout clarity. I'm your girl for that, that area of the community, because those are the traits that you need to eliminate stress. We're not managing stress. They tell you to manage stress, but we want you to come into clarity knowing that can confidently eliminate stress. Did you hear that from anywhere else? No, you're specifically going to hear that here inside of clarity. Okay.
And I am Coach Carmelle. I am the lifestyle integration specialist. And what that means is it's all about lifestyle, not one thing. Like it's not about the kale that I eat or the squats that I do. It's about the journaling that I do, the meditation, prayer, the people that I spend time with, making sure that I like and I love them and I want to spend time with them. It's about me going out and taking in that breath, that fresh breath of air in the morning, making sure that the sun gets on my skin,
Hmm.
making sure that I am mindful when I'm eating and when I'm spending time with people and the things that I'm doing, so that we can eliminate, mitigate, neutralize the stress that's in our lives, whether acute or chronic. And
Yes.
that's me, guys.
Yay! I love my team so much, y'all. They so amazing. And I'm so blessed to have them on board with me and helping me to facilitate this major mission, which is, extending the healthy life expectancy for people of color on the planet. Okay, as we dive back into self-sabotage, right? So we each went through kind of a reason of why we self-sabotage. Do you guys have a personal experience that you like to share, or maybe a client story that you've witnessed and observed where someone will start be edging towards that finish line and inevitably do something that causes them to run back and pick up the old habits that they had let go of? I'll kick us off. I've had several students and clients who do this, and one of the reasons I've heard is the responsibility. Listen in closely, y'all. Somebody put this in the comments. The responsibility that comes with being healthy. This was huge to me. I remember hearing this from one of our students in Farm to Table a couple years ago, and my mind was blown. She said, part of the reason I self-sabotage is because if I get as healthy as I aspire to get, I'm now going to be responsible for all the things I said I was going to do. I now no longer have an excuse. Like, I'm no longer overweight. I'm no longer hurting every day. She was dealing with aches and pains and excess weight and like limited mobility. And she's like, if I get healthy, I'm going to have to do the thing that I told God I would do. There's responsibility that comes with getting healthy. And I thought that was such a provocative reason, because I imagine she's not the only one. I imagine that there's so many of us, while we want to be optimal, we want to feel well, we want to feel our best, we want to get this sugar addiction off our back. We want to take our power back from food. We want to be mobile. We want to have a healthy digestive system. We want to have a clear mind. We want to be thriving mentally and emotionally. However, we also subconsciously understand that there's responsibility that comes with optimal health. There's a responsibility that comes with optimal health. Like there's an amount and there's a feeling of guilt that you're hit with when you are healthy enough to do everything you need to do and you're not doing it. And so it's almost easier to not feel well, because then you kind of have an excuse and a reason why you can't. It's easier to not have enough energy to start the business or write the book. It's easier to have brain fog than it is not to have brain fog. And that will sound crazy. But when you're clear and when you feel good, what's your excuse now? So one of the reasons I've heard from people about self-sabotage is, I'm going to have to hold up my end of the deal. I'm going to have to hold up my end of the bargain, and I'm going to be responsible for the things that I said I wanted to create in the world. That was deep to me. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but that was deep.
That was very deep. And I remember when she said it, I was like, dang, that's real.
Yeah, it's almost like that fear of success when people talk about that,
Yes.
because once you get to that certain level, so much is probably going to be expected from you, and you're probably going to expect more from yourself too. And success isn't always easy. In fact, it could even be lonely. And and life looks different, right? You don't really get a chance to, not so much that you don't get a chance to, but you're not expected to sit down and take a breather. It's kind of like, I got to keep going, or I put all this on myself. Now I got to sustain it and keep at it. Otherwise, somebody will say, oh, yeah, she did it once and then she just kind of like fell off. And people will speak of you in that way. And in the same respect, you'll think of yourself that way. We think of ourselves, we might end up think of ourselves as failures. So it's kind of like the same thing. I'm afraid that if I do the thing, I'm going to have to stay there.
Yes.
And if I regress, then people will look at me as a failure and I'll feel like one.
Yeah. That's good. That's good, Carmel. That's a real thing. That's a real feeling. Like the pressure of staying number one once you become number one, right? The pressure of still winning when you've been winning. The pressure of success. It's like it's like an artist whose first song becomes a number one hit. And every song after that, you feel the pressure of like, and everybody in the world, all your fans are comparing it to the first one. Like, this is good, but it's not that, right? You know what I mean? Shout out to Tevin Campbell. Like, did he come out with anything other than "Can We Talk"? Like, I don't know. Like, my man had one hit and just couldn't. He couldn't quite match it up.
But I like me some Tevin Campbell, even when he couldn't match it up.
So that pressure of keeping the wins coming, right? That pressure of continuing to be able to uh, execute
Yeah.
consistently. Like, you
Yeah.
feel well enough to execute, not execute.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
That's
one
good.
of the things that I noticed is that when I first went on my health journey, my health was always optional. Like I was, like I said before, I was starting, I would stop, and then it was something about when I got pregnant. That's when I felt like I needed to shift. Like I felt like I could no longer self-sabotage myself no more. Like I literally had to lose the weight. I literally have to get healthy for my daughter because I felt like I was risking her life, right?
Mm,
So I felt like I didn't want her to keep having to say, "Well, my mommy did it," because 9 times out of 10, mommy did it. It's okay for me to do it. I wanted her to have a different perspective. So how dare I bring this child into the world and I'm risking her life with the habits that I used to have? What if she didn't have it? I'm allowing my child to maximize her potential.
yep.
As a parent, that's my responsibility. I'm supposed to guide her, but I need to start with myself first. If I don't know what's wrong, if I don't know how to guide her, I'm going to guide her into the exact same trap that I was in
Oh,
of the type 2 diabetes, and I was looking like what I looking like the problem,
yep.
right?
Mm.
So then I made sure I took her everywhere so she could see this transformation. I take her to my speaking gigs. I take her to coaching. Kids ain't even supposed to be there. She there, okay? I take her to the workouts. She called me medium now. You medium, mom. I say, I take that. I take that. But I don't want to risk my daughter's life. So then that self-sabotage went out the window. And then I lost the weight. And then I got comfortable. And then I realized I had a food addiction. I had not a food addiction, I had a bad relationship with food.
Mm.
And so I had to narrow in on that focus and see what that problem is. Because I lost the weight. I got skinny as hell. And I was like, okay, bones showing. Wait a minute, this is too much. But then self-sabotage came in a different form, in a different light. And then I was more aware of what was going on. I had to stop that. So I really had to sit with myself and really think about the things that no longer serve me. And I had to remove those things. Because inevitably, y'all know what I'm trying to say. I'm teaching my daughter the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Right? I wanted to teach her something different. So if I'm keeping these same habits, these same beliefs in my household, in my body, in my child, she's going to pick up what I'm putting down. I want her to pick up something different because literally my daughter said, I want to be a coach just like you.
Mm.
Mm,
Right? I don't want her to be the other coach with the other lifestyle with the standard American diet, none of that. So I had to figure out my what was unhealthy for me and remove that. So for me, it was peanut butter, it was dates, it was the healthy stuff. I was on a healthy journey, but I was overeating those
Yeah.
things to feel it
mhm.
instantly in my body.
Yeah.
So I had to remove those things. Soon as I did that, I lost 14 pounds.
Wow.
You said something. Okay, you said two things before we move on. I want to make sure they caught it. Two things that kind of stopped your self-sabotage in its tracks, Milan. The first thing you said was basically, I'm a possibility model for my daughter,
Mhm.
right? So if I can't do it for myself, who do you need to do it for?
Mm,
Who do you need to do it for? If you can't do it just for yourself, who's watching you? Who do you have influence over? Who are you responsible for shaping their future or their outcomes? Like, I don't do it for myself anymore. I do it for you guys, right? Milan does it for her daughter. So who are you a possibility model for? Then the second thing you said was, I had to remove the things that no longer served me. Now, for you, that came in the form of some actual foods. Like, even though these are technically healthy, I realize I don't have a lot of self-control around the peanut butter, around the dates. So removing the things that no longer serve you. I'm gonna tell you something that I had to remove that no longer served me, which was scoreboard watching. Okay. So because a lot of us, our self sabotage happens when we have expectations. Okay. And when our expectations are not met, meaning we get on the scale at the end of that first 2 weeks and it doesn't look like what we want it to look like, or we go to our doctor's appointment and we get our blood drawn and the results are not what we want them to be, right? Or whatever the result is, it's not what we expected. And inevitably, we get defeated and we decide that I'm just putting in this much energy and effort is not worth it, clearly. And so, because I had expectations that were not met in the time that I expected them to be met, I'm going to take my foot off the gas. So, one thing that I had to release that no longer served me was scoreboard watching.
mm,
Scoreboard watching. When we watch the scoreboard, that's anti radical obedience. Radical obedience says, the way we teach it says that we do things with innocence and not expectation. And when we have expectations and we allow our disappointment to set in when our expectations aren't met, that inevitably causes us, a lot of us, to run back to the same habits we were trying to get away from. So scoreboard watching is what I had to release that no longer served me. Carmel, what do you have with this? There's something that you had to release in order to get to where you are today.
So, just to piggyback off of what you said with the scoreboard watching, there's some people who need to scoreboard watch, right? But where we kind of get tripped up on is the fact that we're not seeing we're not seeing the changes on the outside as quickly as we would like to see it, but we have to trust that the changes are happening inside. It's an
Mm,
inside out job. So, one of the examples that I wanted to bring up was a client of mine. He was just like, Carmel, everything you said made sense. And so I jumped on board with you. And every week when I got on the phone with him to see, he said, Carmel, I messed up again. Carmel, I was bad this week. Every single week. And I was like, okay, let's talk about it. What's happening? And in the end, we came to the conclusion, he came to the conclusion was, it makes sense. And it sounds great, but I didn't trust it enough. I didn't
mm,
trust that what we were doing was actually making the changes outside, since I could not see it outside.
mm,
Right. And so the changes, but I was just like, when you keep messing it up, I didn't use those words. I was like, well, when you keep sabotaging what you started within a week's time, like you were not even giving yourself 7 days, you'll
mm,
never see the results on the outside that are happening on the inside. You're never going to give yourself that opportunity to see it. So for him, it was a trust thing. And
mm,
I'm like, give yourself enough time to trust. And it's about making that decision and taking those boundaries. Once you make the decision and you set that goal, you have to learn to say no to everything else that does not align to it, which is what Milan was saying too, right? What does it what's not serving you? Say, we have to learn to say no to it. And we can't decide that we're going to run a marathon, but let go 2 days practice and say, I don't think I'm going to be able to run this marathon because I just ran the last 2 days and I can't even make it to 5. Well,
mm,
my dear, we have to condition and train and prepare ourselves for it. There's a lot of other little steps that go along the way, and we have to trust the process. And not enough people trust the process. And sometimes I feel like some of my clients don't hear me, Lisa, because I'm just like, oh, I did it overnight. And I did. I made the decision to go plant based overnight. And I didn't do it for any other reason but out of curiosity.
Mm.
And and I feel like that was my greatest gift because I was curious about it. And I said, let me treat this like an adventure. It wasn't a diagnosis that made me do it. It wasn't me trying to feel better that made me do it. It was me thinking, what's the big deal about this plant based? Let me just jump in and see. And that's exactly what I did. I jumped in, I gave myself a week. After that
Mm.
week, I'm like, I feel great. Let me see another week. And then I just dove into the science and what was going on. And that's when I said, oh no, now I know too much. I really can't go back. I know way too much about what's going on in the industry, what's going on with the workers, what's going on with these poor animals, what's going on in my body, what's going on with the way they're trying to kill us, right? I said, I know too much. I can't go back. However, my hands were not tied. I was not backed up into a wall. So I was able to say, out of curiosity, let me see how I can feel after this. Will I be lethargic or will I have all the energy in the world? And it
Mm.
just so happens that a little bit of both came into it. But I said, let me keep on. A week is not enough, guys. 2 weeks is not enough. Let me give myself the appropriate amount of time to learn and to understand what's happening in my body. When I ran a half marathon being plant-based, I was just kind of like and feeling good. I crossed that finish line. I wasn't even starving. I wasn't like, all right, feed me something. I felt great. I had energy to keep going. And that spoke volume to me. That's when it solidified to me. I'm doing the work and it's not somebody else. You read about those athletes that do all of this work and you read about these athletes that are plant-based athletes, I mean, that are doing all of their competitions as a plant. You think that's them. They have a team of people that's feeding them. They have somebody that you think that's them. But now I was just like, I did it for me,
Yeah.
right? And I didn't have to self-sabotage me. But I see the people around me. I even see the people that I coach. And unless they have those beliefs and values in place where they
Yep.
say no to the things that doesn't serve them and they say no to the things that are not aligned with their goals, then the people around them will, oh, you've been so good. Have this piece of cake. And the people that's supposed to be surrounding you and supporting you and saying, no, you said that you were going to do XYZ so that you can get to your goal. They're the ones who are saying, you've been so good for the last 3 days. So have that piece of cake. And you're like, you know what? I have been doing good for the last 3 days. So we have to really be careful about listening to all of that as well and feeding that into our own minds.
That's good. You said something like, I know too much to go back now. It
Yeah.
made me think of, so shout out to the creative juices flowing this morning. It made me think of, you guys know how people say knowledge is power?
Yeah.
But according to Carmelle, knowledge is also pressure. Right?
Mm.
Knowledge ain't just power, is pressure. Because when you do something that goes against what you know, that's where like cognitive dissonance comes in. That's where guilt and shame come in. That you know better, so you feel pressure to do better. Right? Knowledge ain't just power, it's pressure, which is part of the reason why some of us choose to stay ignorant. You ever heard somebody say, I don't want to know what's in it? Don't tell me what's in it. Knowledge is too much doggone pressure. I don't want to know because then I'm gonna be responsible for knowing. That's also why we don't want to go to the doctor. I don't want to know because I don't want to be responsible for knowing. Because there's responsibility that comes with knowledge.
Gotta do
That's
something about it
Come
now.
on, Carmel. Before we move on and then let Milan start waxing deep again, let me just take a commercial break here to say, have you registered for the challenge? Knowledge
I
is
have.
pressure, right? This is the perfect time to apply pressure, okay? If you have not registered for the challenge, click the link in the comments right now and come get this help. We triple dog dare you. Okay, I'm from Detroit.
Ooh,
We
yeah.
don't turn down triple dares, okay? We triple dare you to take the plunge with us. Starting January 1st, we are going on a 30-day vegan, salt, oil, and sugar-free challenge. I saw Joya in the chat earlier. She said, how many people are registered? 746. So who's going to be 747? Okay. 747. Get registered. Click the link in the show notes. We start January 1st. This is a complimentary free challenge. And you will be supported by me and the entire team. So the dope part about doing something hard is that when you have the support of coaches and community, you don't have to do it alone. If you're already registered for the challenge, just drop me in the comments. Just drop me in the comments if you're already registered. Let people know you've already taken the plunge. I'm gonna be here with you. And if you really bold, put 3 exclamation points on it if you've upgraded to VIP and you're in the front row. Like, I increase my proximity to the coaches, to the community, so I can come get this work. Okay, Milan. You
Lisa.
talked about, giving up what doesn't serve you. You talked about being a possibility model. And one of the things Carmel talked about is the need for community and the right people in your ear. Like, Milan, what do you think we need to stop the cycle of self-sabotage? We got a couple reasons as to why we do it, but other than becoming a possibility model, releasing what doesn't serve you, what's another tool or resource that we can use to stop the cycle of self-sabotage?
Birds with a feather flock together. Your ecosystem,
Yep.
your support system. So Carmel talked about those people rooting you on, and then when you cheat, they like, it's okay. Give yourself grace. You don't need those people in your life. Okay. Those people no longer serve you because they're gonna keep you fat. They're gonna keep you with the diabetes, the hypertension, and the high cholesterol. They're gonna keep you unhealthy because that's where they are at. You're trying to up level, so you need to upgrade your ecosystem, your friend circle, your surroundings. And that's exactly what I did. Every place that I want to be successful in life, I have a supportive ecosystem that is above and beyond me in order for me to excel to make sure I reach my goals. Right. So when I wanted to elevate my nutrition, I got found Lisa. Okay. Been with her for years. And she was talking the talk that I needed, not eating like processed food, junk food, but whole real foods. That's the education I needed. I wanted to adjust my health so I could consume foods that heal and protect my body, right? Then I wanted, so she came with her own ecosystem, so I basked in them, I marinated with them, right? Then I wanted to learn how to lift weights and lose the weight. I got with Coach Kiwi. All of these people are in the Clarity team. Let me ask you. Let me let you know that, right? They got
Yes.
with Coach Kiwi. Now I love lifting weights. She came with her own ecosystem, right? And it's something about being around people that talk your language, that are with you. Lisa had a couple of retreats, and it was so awesome that everybody was plant-based. You ain't got to explain nothing. Like everybody was on the same, like that we all reading food labels. We all asking questions. We all feel like we bougie. But we're like all of the like we're all talking the same language, and it's nothing like being with your own people,
Yes.
right? It's that love and support, and I love that. So when we meet up, it's not it's
Man, but like that is so true. Like,
Mhm.
isn't it crazy that you can have a habit or a belief that makes you an oddball in one circle and completely regular in another?
yes. Yes, I remember when I was in Kiwi's program, Coach Kiwi's program, the everybody was lifting, everybody's trying to lift weights, and then it was during COVID, so we were like trying to see who had certain equipment. Like we would, oh, you got 25 dumbbells? Okay, I just bought 30 today. Like it became a competition. Oh, you got a squat rack in your, like it became like a whole thing. What you got over there? Oh, you only did 10 squats? I did 20 squats. What you got? Match my fly. Match my fly.
Right. Rear delt fly, that is.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like, don't play with us. That is so cool. Like when you, man, everybody needs a tribe. Like, that's part of the reason, if I was to add like another thing on the list as to why people self-sabotage, it's partly because nobody wants to be excluded from the tribe. And when you are doing things that tends to go against what the group believes in, what the group is doing, that exclusion doesn't feel good.
Mm-mm.
And if you don't have the type of determination that says, I don't care what everybody else is doing, I'm going to do me, it can be very hard to do something different from what the tribe is doing. And so then you have two options. You can either become the person that decides, I don't care what everybody else is doing, and you begin to alter and transform your current tribe. Or option number two is you can get into a new tribe. Right. And it doesn't mean you leave the first one, but now you have a tribe that believes in what you believe in, is on what you're on. So it doesn't feel so foreign when you're deciding. to eat vegetables for breakfast, when you're deciding not to have a drink at this party. You are now with a tribe where that's completely normal and okay, and you don't have to feel odd, because the social part of being healthy is a huge reason why a lot of people can't sustain it. They're like, I mean, that's data from just addiction, the addiction community, which is the moment you go back to that community, to that space where addiction is still a thing, where that drug is still the thing, it becomes very, very hard not to relapse. And so, same thing here, like find the tribe that is doing what you want to do so it doesn't sound weird or odd when you bragging about buying 30-pound dumbbells.
Right.
Like, this is what it doesn't sound weird or odd to be talking about some new dish you made without oil. So it doesn't sound weird or odd to be talking about reading food labels, not eating sugar, celebrating with activities instead of food, all the adjustments that you're going to have to make to reach and maintain your goals. So that is just so good, because a lot of us, the tribe is where we don't want to be excluded. We want to feel belonging, and you get to still feel like you belong somewhere, and you also get to do it whilst being healthy.
Yeah. And it's a flex. It's a flex when I'm sitting there and I'm just kind of, I made my decision that this is what I'm having. I have my salad, I have my greens and my grain on my plate, and everybody else is like, "Oh, Carmel, what are you eating?" "Oh, I'm eating everything healthy," right? And then they start making excuses as to why that's on their plate, right? And so there's oftentimes I get that people start justifying what's on their plates. Meanwhile, I'm like, I'm not judging you. You eat what you like, because I'm eating what I'm liking, like what I like. And
Yes.
yeah, so if you're if you can build that muscle strong enough and you are comfortable with being yourself and making those decisions that end up on your plate as a healthy plate,
Yes.
you are influencing somebody, because in that justification that they're making as to why that's on their plate, they're thinking in their minds, I can do better too.
Yep.
Or they're just kind of like resigning themselves to, oh no, I can't be as good as you, so I'm going to be over here eating my burger,
Yes.
right? I'm not here to convince anybody that what is on your plate is not healthy for you. I'm here to do me. And if I have any type of influence or if I inspire you in any way to make your plate healthier, then that's just the cherry on top, because that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to do me. And hopefully by walking the walk and talking the talk, somebody will be inspired to move that needle to a healthier place.
That's so good. Okay, so then let's begin to wrap up talking about what they have to look forward to. And then if you guys have some questions, we'll do some Q&A too, so prepare to drop some questions in the chat. But let's talk about what they have to look forward to, because we're saying some things that are challenging for people. We're telling people to be able to stand up in their tribe and do them without falling to the pressure of doing what they've always done. We're telling people to abstain. We're telling people to get rid of their expectations. We're telling people to acknowledge that they're a possibility model for other people. We're telling people to release what no longer serves them. Like, this is a tall order, guys, right? And so if we're going to make this super tall order, let's talk about some things that they have to look forward to as a result. Like, above and beyond health, like above and beyond being at a healthy weight, above and beyond not being on medications, above and beyond having mental clarity. Like, how does this translate in real life, like on a day-to-day basis? What do they have to look forward to when they do all of these hard things?
Being at peace with themselves that they're doing something that will not only serve them now, Lisa, but serve them in the long run as well. So the what I'm doing now with regard to what I'm eating, my lifestyle choices is not only impacting on how I feel when I wake up tomorrow, it'll impact how I feel when I wake up next month, next year, and in a decade.
Mm.
Um, but I feel like that's still not enough for many, many people. It is a tall order. It is a lot to ask of a person. Um, there's definitely a mindset shift that has to happen, and an understanding that what you're doing is not only to benefit yourself right here and now, but when we get all this energy and knowledge and we feel good, it's a natural overflow. It will spill out to the people that we know and love. and the things that we do, the energy that we put and energy and effort that we put into the things that we do on a daily basis to show that I'm here, I'm present, I have the energy, I have the fortitude, I have the focus. All of those things are really, really become a part of it. But we have to give ourselves the time to see it through.
Mm,
It can't be 2 days and it can't even be 2 weeks. We have to really embrace it, embody it, and
Mhm.
understand, really appreciate the changes that are going on in our bodies inside and out.
mm.
And but again, it's one of those interesting things, Lisa. If they're not ready for it, it's not gonna happen. It's not.
Facts.
Yeah.
So peace of mind for the future. I'm officially changing the name of the challenge to this is the 401k for your health. Cause look, we be saving, we be putting that money aside and giving that percentage of our paycheck to 401k for our
Yes.
financial future. So what's
Yes.
the 401k for your future health? Carmel said peace of mind a month from now, a year from now, right? Like I'm literally right now preserving my future self, right? So we do that financially. So this is the Plant Protocol 30 Day Vegan Challenge is officially your 401k. For you for the next physical version of you. Like where are you putting a little bit of health aside for the future every week?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. For sure.
Come on now. Come on now. What we got to look forward to, Milan?
So, okay, peace, what she said was peace. Okay, that was great, right? Me, I look forward in challenging my body because I can now. Like,
Mm,
Mm.
doing things I've never dreamt of, like all of these ideas, because now I'm in communities is where health is a thing, right? So, okay, I started my own business. I have my own signature curriculum. I help parents snatch back your health, lose weight. Yes, that was a dream of mine to become an entrepreneur. Check. Okay. Then I got into a powerlifting competition. I've never had that conversation with anybody. And the one thing that I absolutely love is that, okay, so when you power lift, you do squats, you do deadlifts, and you do a chest press. But when I did this deadlift, I was able to deadlift 260 pounds. And when I was training for that, I finally reached that 230 mark, 240 mark. So that's how much I used to weigh. So
Mm.
now that was optional now. I was literally able to pick over how much I weighed. I was able to pick it up and put it down and walk away from it instead of carrying it
wow.
on my physical body, right? I
Wow.
was able to squat 175 pounds. And when I went down and my coach told me this is going to be a little challenging, I went down and I came up and I was like, oh, yep, but I can't quit now. Let's go. I ran my first half marathon this year. That's 13.1 miles. I've never even thought about doing it. And the whole time I was like, I am going to run this and I'm going to be able to tell that story that I ran the entire way. At the end,
Mm,
it got a little sketchy. I might have slowed down a little bit, but I literally ran the entire way. Last year or 2 years ago, my daughter she wanted to learn how to ride her bike. And I don't know about y'all, but that takes a little trot. That takes a little jog, a little run. And I could have been the mama, the old Milan, just looking at her from the outside, looking
Oh
in,
my
talking about go,
God.
baby,
Yes.
go, baby, go. No, I was out there with her, running alongside of her, beside her on the bike as she learned how to ride her bike. It took us 45 minutes. But the unhealthy Milan would have been like, whew, girl, you're on your own. You're on your own. I can run with my daughter. We went sledding. That takes cardiovascular. That takes leg power. I can go up and down these hills effortlessly with my daughter. Like I'm not missing out on any moments of her life at all.
mm,
My daughter wants to be an entrepreneur. Now I have the creative capacity to help her build her own business.
mm,
What I
Mm.
look forward to. Loving on my husband,
Mm.
enjoying my man, enjoying my family. That's what I look forward to every day.
Mm.
Being in spaces, being sought after to run plant-based programming, licensing out my program. That's what I have excitement for every single day. Like that's what I look forward to.
yes, 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 yes. I love this so much. Milan said quality of life, honey. Quality of life is what you have to look forward to. Y'all know one thing I'm gonna do is sum up, okay? Um, Milan said quality of life. Like, as long as it takes for my baby to learn how to ride this bike, I can run up and down the street behind her. Praise God, right? Whatever it feels, whatever God is calling me to do for the assignment, right? With as far as serving other people, I'm well enough and happy enough and in integrity enough to do it, right? Meaning I'm doing what I'm selling, right? And so I don't have cognitive dissonance about not really being qualified to do what I want to do because I don't look like what I teach, right? So Milan really spoke to quality of life. And I think one of the things that I want to share for the people that they have to look forward to is relentless confidence. You know, there is one of the things I get complimented the most on when it comes to speaking, teaching, whatever, is my conviction. Right. And my conviction comes from confidence, and my confidence comes from evidence that what I'm teaching is real, not because a textbook or a big longitudinal scientific study proves it, but because I lived it. I've helped multiple other people live it, and I see the transformation happening in people every single day. When you have evidence of what you do, it gives you a relentless amount of confidence. And so now I'm able to step on stages, get in front of cameras and on mics with this conviction that's very attractive, right? Conviction makes you attractive. Like, you can make non-believers into believers with your confidence. And I don't think people understand how much that confidence can sustain you through so many hard things, right? And so confidence boils down to belief. And so the ability to believe in the things that you're doing and what you're doing, and then be able to let someone else borrow that belief. That's all we get on here to do every week. That's all we do in the entire month of the challenge. Our mission is to let you borrow our belief for those of you who don't believe yourself. But we have to start with confidence in order to be able to do that. And so you guys have, what do you have to look forward to? Confidence in your body to perform when you need it to, confidence in your mind to be sharp when you need it to, confidence in your ability to concentrate when it's time, confidence in your ability to create a better, more lively, optimal future for your kids and your children and your family. Confidence that you can be a possibility model for somebody else who's struggling right now. Confidence that when you write the book or when you start the business or when you start the initiative, that you will be able to sustain it because you now have the energy and the mental clarity to do so. Confidence is the name of the game, honey. And so many of us just don't have it. We don't believe in ourselves. We don't think we're enough. We don't think we're capable of success. We don't think we're capable of sustaining success. And so, what do you have to look forward to when you do this hard work in your health now? It's a level of confidence that the average person never reaches.
Is that 1%?
Oh, I'm talking about 1% of the 1%. Confident, because people can have outwardly success and still be lacking confidence privately. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And so I am so grateful for the confidence that I have, because I didn't know that there was such a confidence deficiency until I became a coach. Like, most people are not successful because they're incapable of being successful. Most people are not successful because they're incapable of believing that they can be successful. That's a
Mm-hmm.
difference.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that
Mm-hmm.
you're not capable, it's that you don't believe.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I realized that a lot of people were attracted to me because of my confidence, I was like, oh, this is a game changer. But it really changed the game when I realized that confidence is not something you're born with or born without. But confidence is something that you can build, that you can grow. Like, you don't get the amount that you're going to get for life at birth. Ain't that dope? Praise
Yeah.
God, won't he do it? Like, you don't, like, there's certain things that you're born with that you'll never get more of or less of. That's your genetic makeup, that's your genetic code, that's just the way your DNA was written. But ain't it a blessing that the one thing that so many people lack that causes self-sabotage is something that we can actually get more of? Shout out to confidence. I'm just so
Yeah.
grateful for that. I'm just so grateful for that.
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah.
something that we can build and maintain. Like a baby is confident that she's going to get up and walk, right?
Yes.
Until she's walking, and now won't you sit down somewhere, right? So it's also outside influence that we have to be careful of. And as an adult, we know that we can shut that out and keep maintaining and building the confidence that we need to succceed.
Mm.
That's it. That's it. Well, let's close them out, y'all. If there's any questions or comments in the chat, we will love to address them as we get you guys prepared for this 30-day vegan salt, oil, and sugar-free challenge. We actually only have one more Monday morning keynote before the challenge kicks off, y'all. So the next Monday morning keynote, next Monday, December 29th, will be our last Monday morning keynote before the challenge starts on January 1st. And for those of you who are registered for the challenge, please make sure that you have access to challenge community. We have moved away from the Facebook group into our Clarity community. We'll be emailing out the link again for anyone who hasn't joined because on January 1st, we are going to be streaming live inside of the Clarity community for the kickoff of the challenge, y'all. That is the only time during the month of January that we're going to stream live inside of the Clarity community. So if you don't want to miss the kickoff would not be on YouTube. It would not be on Zoom. The kickoff on January 1st will be streamed live inside of our Clarity community. So you want to make sure you're tapping into the community. You're not joining a challenge for the hundreds of people, but still deciding to be isolated and alone. So get into the community, get into the community. That link to join the community was in your confirmation email when you register for the challenge. We'll be sure to send it out again to make sure you guys are locked in with us and can watch the live stream of the kickoff. Listen, final thoughts today. Any questions or comments? Oh, so many good, wonderful comments in the chat. Shout out to Tiff. What's up, Coach Tiff? She says, yes, no sideline parenting. We are in there with our babies. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Faithful Heart Creation said, that's good, Miss Lisa. I love when people call me Miss Lisa. Make me sound super grown, honey. That's crazy. Miss Lisa. Amen. Okay. Shout out to everybody who said they have registered for the challenge. We love you guys. Thank you for moving up to the front row. As we begin to wrap up here, takeaways, Coach Milan, Coach Carmelle, for individuals who really struggle with self-sabotage, individuals who are really struggling with, this is very hard and I'm not sure that I can do it. Like, I don't trust myself to see this through. Any final comments or takeaways for that group of people?
You're not alone. And that's what we're here for. Done.
Yes. Love it.
And you must intentionally save your own life every single day. Period. Okay? Every day. And so if it no longer serves you, you remove it. If
Yes.
you need help, you get your resources. You have to pay with your time, your money, or your attention. You need to do what's good for you because your health affects everybody. It's not a you problem, it's a us problem. You might not even know me personally, but your health is affecting me. So get it together.
About
Tighten
it.
up. Tighten up. Okay. Quit making my life harder because you want to eat foolishness. Amen. I love it here. I love it so much. I remember I was looking at the comments from my Monday morning keynote from last Monday when I taught about type 2 diabetes. And somebody said, man, Coach Lisa really hit me when she said, if you don't change something today, it's the healthiest you'll ever be. And I just want to echo that again here today. Like, don't take this thing for granted. Like, health don't just automatically come out of nowhere. Like, you're not, your arteries, your weight, like your mental health, it just don't fall out the sky. You got to do something different and you got to do it every day. So if you don't make any changes today, right now, in this moment, is the healthiest you'll ever be. Like, it doesn't get better if you don't get better. And so I just wanted to repeat that and reiterate that, man. Thank y'all so much for joining me, Coach Carmelle, Coach Milan. We are so grateful to everybody who's watching, who's listening. If you're here on the replay, let us know in the comments. We want you guys to have a successful 2026. And I'm telling you right now, success starts with prioritizing your health. Like, when you prioritize your health, you become like a superhero. You feel invincible. It feels like any and everything is possible. And we want you guys to feel that too. None of us started where we are right now, but we are in some of the best places we've ever been because of the choices we make every day with our diet, with our exercise, with our water intake, with our ecosystem, with purpose, with obedience, with spirituality, and with belief. So we invite you guys to experience the same. We love you guys. Until next Monday, I'll be back here yelling at y'all again. Until then, you guys have a phenomenal rest of the day and happy holidays to everyone. Bye, y'all.